Hello, so in this video we are going to find the determinants of a 2 by 2 matrix and the 3 by 3 matrix. Remember, this is a 2 by 2 matrix because it has 2 rows and it has 2 columns. This is a 3 by 3 matrix because it has 3 rows and it has 3 columns. So the first one we are going to do is example A. So to find the determinant of this matrix, I'm going to first copy down that matrix, and it's 1, 3, 2, and 5. You will notice that on the work, whenever we find the determinants of matrix, you only see the lines that look like an absolute value. It doesn't mean that it's an absolute value. That's just the way that they write the determinant, or to find the determinant. This is a regular bracket. That's a matrix. This is asking us to find the determinant. So to find this determinant, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply my numbers diagonally. So I'm going to start with the 1 and the 5. So I'm going to say that is 1 times 5. And then I'm going to subtract the number that goes diagonally in the other direction. So that would be a 2 times a 3. And 1 times 5 is 5 minus, and 2 times 3 is 6. Remember that if this was a negative, you would have minus a negative 6, which would turn into a positive. So right here, I get a negative 1. And so that is the determinant of that matrix. To find the determinant of the second matrix is a little bit different. I uploaded the work on Canvas, but we're actually going to use our calculator. So notice what I did. This work is on Canvas. So I copied down the determinant of the matrix. So I wrote down the matrix, but whenever I try to find the diagonal this way, if I just do the negative 1 and the 1, which are here, I don't have another number here at the corner. So what is done is the first 2 columns of the matrix are copied down to the side. So here's the 2, the negative 2, and the 1. And then here's the negative 1, the 0, and the 2. And so now I can go on all of these 3 numbers. I can go diagonally this way. So the same thing happens. You multiply the 2 times the 0 times the 4, which is there. And then the negative 1, the 1, and the 1. And then the last one is the 3, the negative 2, and the 2. So when they get multiplied, this is what I get. I get 0, negative 1 times 1 times 1 is negative 1. 3 times negative 2 times 2 is negative 12. And then I add these numbers, so I get negative 13. So for the diagonals that were coming this way, I get a negative 13. Just follow with me for now. Like I said, I'm going to show you how to use the calculator. The next thing is I go up on the same diagonals. So I take those numbers that are on each diagonal and I also multiply them. So I have a 1, a 0, and a 3. They're being multiplied. And then a 2, a 1, and a 2. They're here. And then a 4, a negative 2, and a negative 1, which are here. So I multiply this, I get 0. Multiply this, I get 4. Multiply this, I get 8. When I add those together, I get 12. And then just like on the matrix on the first example, those 2 numbers get subtracted. So here's the negative 13 minus 12, which is negative 25. So I wanted to kind of walk you through that and see how that works. So I'm actually going to use the calculator. You can use the calculator for matrix A as well, which is the first example we did together. But usually I find that it takes less time for me to do this by hand than to use a calculator. You're welcome to use a calculator, so I'm going to go ahead and show you if you want to do it for a 2 by 2. Like I said, normally I only use it for the 3 by 3s. But in your calculator, the first thing you want to do is you want to reset the memory. So you're going to go on Shift 9, 3 equals. And so now I know that my settings are reset. And I'm going to look for matrix. So if you look in your calculator, that's option 4. But the first thing I want to go is I want to input my matrices. So I'm going to go on Shift Mode, or actually it's just Mode. So just click on Mode and then click on Matrix 6. this is going to let you edit a matrix. So let's say that I want to find the determinant of this matrix. So I'm going to put that one on matrix A. So I'm going to click on 1. And that is a 2 by 2. So that's option 5 on mine. And I'm going to type in the numbers. When you type them in, you click the number and then you hit equal. So it actually changes it. 3 equals, 2 equals, 5 equals. So now the 5 is in here. Notice how it'll be in here, and then you click on again. And to get the matrix, you go to Shift 4, and then I put it in matrix A, which is my option 3. And there's the matrix. I haven't done anything with it. So if I just go this way, it's just showing me the numbers. So to get the determinant, I have to go to Shift 4, and I have to tell it that I want the determinant, which is option 7. So 7, and then Shift 4, and it's matrix A. So now we're actually going to get an answer because we're asking the calculator to find the determinant of matrix A, which is -1. So there's the -1. Okay, I'm going to do the 3 by 3. So same process. I'm going to go to Mode and then Matrix. And then I want to put it in matrix C. Doesn't really matter. You can replace matrix A, but I'm just going to put it in matrix C. It's a 3 by 3. So that was option 1. And then I'm going to type in my numbers: 2, -1, 3, -2, 0, 1, and then 1, 2, 4. So 1, 2, 4. Notice how I can put a 4, but if I don't click on equals, it doesn't change it here. So now I hit equals, and I know the 4 is in here now. So I want to find the determinant, so I'm going to go to Shift 4, option 7, determinant, and I have to remember where I put it. Shift 4, and it was matrix C, so that is option 5. Close parentheses, and the determinant is -25, which is what we had gotten when we went through that process. So like I said, these notes are going to be uploaded, but if you want to do it by hand, you're more than welcome to do it by hand, but I got the same answer also using my calculator. And like I said, for a 2 by 2, I would probably do it by hand. It's just a little bit easier than trying to put the matrix in the calculator. For a 3 by 3, I would probably use my calculator. So that's it on determinants. Please use this information to answer the first questions on Canvas, which are going to be to finding the determinants of a matrix.